In under 3 weeks, I birthed this concept of wanting to photograph lips. And then I created 8 different creative concepts, then which I had to go to Instagram and find 8 different couples to photograph. And then I bought this ginormous printer, printed all these like 40 by 40 ginormous large format prints, test printed a whole bunch, found a framer to get it done in under 1 week, all to run my first art exhibit out of my LA photography studio. And the crazy thing of all this is that I don't consider myself an artist. Let's talk about it. But David, you just spent the last 3 weeks putting together an art exhibition. Well, that is a great question, but let me tell you all the things going on in my head. And that starts with the question of the difference between art and design. Not sure what it is? Well, I didn't either until the freshman year of my college. So let me fill you in on this, because it will all make sense very soon. You see, I thought design was another way of saying art. I mean, if we think about it, we use it interchangeably all the time. Oh, I love the design of that rug. Oh, I love this art piece. I'm gonna go to an art show. That's a really cool design. But when I found out the real definition in my Intro to Design college course, my mind was blown. You see, art is an expression that needs no reason. Anyone can go and create art. It could be a dot on a paper. It could be an extravagant, lavish sculpture.
Did you see your piece?
I sure did. That's wild. That's so crazy. Wow, I've definitely never seen my face that up close before.
However, design on the other hand, always needs purpose. A designer is a problem solver that creates solutions, whether that problem is as grand as world hunger to as small as creating a new phone, like Steve Jobs. Another helpful way of viewing the difference between art and design is that in art, typically it's something we're drawn into. Art usually doesn't go unnoticed. However, a good design is usually invisible. Think about the iPhone again. We don't think about it anymore. When it first came out, we're like, whoa, yes, we're getting used to it. But now that it's become the solution, no one thinks about it. We're so used to it. Another great example is a well-designed door. It should be so seamless that it should be invisible. You don't have to think about whether you have to pull or push. So that is art versus design. Pretty mind blown yet? No? Then we have more space to blow your mind. We're gonna talk about how that now applies to me as a photographer and not seeing myself as an artist, because I do see photography as art. Photography is art, but it's the part where I'm saying, I don't feel like an artist. I provide a very specific service and experience to my clients, and they're coming to me for one reason, to see a beautiful photo of themselves. Many times they haven't seen that for themselves, which also means that many times they're coming to me with something that the everyday people has, that everyone has. Insecurities, this feeling of flaws, comparing ourselves to the current societal beauty standards.
No, we want to like turn in just a little bit. Point the toes. All right, and then arms, you can lean back just a little bit, or you can also lean forward.
Okay.
I gotta bring out everything. And when we sit, I always like to sit on the edge of the seat a little bit more. It's gonna give you more like legs to work with. Watch me, if I'm over here, I only have this. But if I'm on the edge, then I have all this.
Now, I bring all of this up because to help someone like the everyday person see a beautiful photo, to even start creating that for that person, I have to create a very specific experience for them. I can't just have them Walmart photography session, walk in 30 minutes, and then just click away and say, oh wow, look, I created magic for you that they see as beauty. And you see, the thing is, out of all of that, I've come to realize to help create a beautiful photo for someone else to see, my feelings about that photo doesn't matter. Because the only thing that mattered at that point is whether my client sees the beauty in the photo or not. I might personally not like this photo because I'm telling myself, oh my gosh, that doesn't meet my standard. But if my client loves that photo and for once they see a beautiful person in that photo, Am I supposed to scratch that up and say, no, that is not up to my standards? And this is why I don't see myself as an artist, because my main purpose, my sole purpose, my actually one purpose is to create a photo that they love. So this is the way I've been photographing for the past 9 years or so. It was never for me and saying, oh my gosh, I love this photo, so you must love this photo. Actually, whether they love it or not shouldn't even matter as a true artist. Art isn't about having everyone fall in love with your work. It's about expressing without permission. Running with this new concept of photographing lips, my art project, this art exhibition was a very different experience, to say the least. I don't remember the last time I've truly created something for myself that I didn't need to ask permission from. But the interesting thing that I found out while photographing these 8 different couples is that this way of photographing has become such second nature to me. One example is one of my art pieces called First Date. When I was photographing this piece, the moment I saw that photo, the artist in me said, oh my gosh, I love this photo. I felt joy. However, immediately the second nature of a designer, sort of photographer popped up and said, David, how do you think she would feel about that smile? And I had to stop myself there for a second. I was like, hold on a minute. I thought this was for me. But there was this huge side of me that still wanted validation from the person I was photographing. Any other time, if I was photographing a client, I have to be socially aware of how the current societal beauty standards might be affecting my clients. This design thinking of me, this way of photographing for the 9 years has become so second nature that I couldn't enjoy fully what I just created, even though I loved what I created as art. So nevertheless, I had to go through a lot of friction fighting my second nature. But it was all worth it at the end because of all the people I could see coming into the studio. And as nervous as I was to see the couples come in, the excitement that they had to travel from as far as San Diego to see these beautiful pieces, and then to come up to me referring to the art pieces by the name and asking me questions, saying, hey, what is the story behind this? Can I tell you what I saw in this art piece, David? That is something I've never experienced as a photographer. I felt like a true artist to say, yes, please tell me more about what that piece made you feel. Let me tell you my thought process behind that piece. Fan favorite.
Oh yeah?
Fan favorite. It's so cool that everyone knows the name, they're referring to it by the name. So this moment I've just been creating. And finally I get to kind of sit and watch everyone.
Is this your first show? Or
This is my first show, yes?
Okay.
Oh, we're switching it up?
No, thank you so much.
Thank you
I
both.
enjoyed it.
I don't know what's going on right now. Where's my positive affirmations?
You are healthy, you are wealthy, you are rich, you are...
Yes. I can't hold it longer.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, God. No. I'm out of commission, everyone.
Michael's work is never done. So I have an identity vision board where I have people who inspire me.
Yes.
And you are there.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that just
Dude, that's so awesome.
This is crazy.
Oh my God.
I appreciate you so much.
Oh my God. This whole art exhibition was truly incredible. From my journey as a photographer, it feels like some sort of transformational point. I don't know where this will lead further on. I know now that I am absolutely obsessed with creating art purposely and intentionally for the wall, to be hung on a wall. Somewhere in between all the art viewing and the high of being in the clouds, it also even just turned into a whole meet and greet too, which was absolutely crazy. In the end, we laughed a ton, we cried a little bit, connected very deeply, and we took a lot of cute ass selfies. This whole experience was an incredible addition to my photography journey. And I think at the end of the day, it's a balance between being an artist and a designer. And I think to me, that means to create with intent and purpose. I can't wait to keep seeing my photography journey growing because this is something I totally didn't expect. And to other photographers out there or anyone in the creative space, I hope this thought process of art and design has sparked something of an inspiration and that it could do something for you as well. The merch store by this time should be up, and maybe check it out if it hasn't been too long and things haven't sold out. But thank you for coming to my tech talk. It certainly felt like a tech talk. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time or at the next art exhibit.
3, 2, 1.
Yay! Thanks for coming, everyone.
Sounds like